The main shopping district of Helsinki is found in a compact area between the Esplanade and the train station, just about 4 blocks square, with the large department store Stockman in the center. Department stores are generally open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., while the malls and smaller shops close about 1 hour earlier. Well, Stockman's department store is a great place. You can find almost anything under one roof here: clothing and accessories, and especially noteworthy for the traveler is the basement food section. They have got a great delicatessen down here, all sorts of produce. It's like a mini supermarket, and they've got a lot of foods to go as well. There's sandwiches, you can get hot foods, cheeses, make your own picnic if you like, or just grab an inexpensive sandwich. Frankly, meals are relatively expensive in Finland and in Scandinavia. You go to a restaurant, a nice restaurant, you're going to pay $40, $50 for a dinner. But you can get by less expensively if you want to, and grab some pastries while you're at it. They've got a fabulous bakery here in the basement of Stockman Department Store. And it's right in the heart of town. You can catch a tram right outside the door if you like. The two most important shopping streets are Mannerheim and Alexandrin Katu. They intersect at Stockman, forming a busy little plaza called the Three Blacksmiths Square. You'll see outdoor sidewalk cafe tables set up here and people bustling back and forth eating their ice cream cones. The trams go rolling by in both directions. It's really the focal point, the central square, the central crossing of Helsinki. The trams run along both of these main streets, making it very easy to get from here to anywhere else in the city. But once you're in this central zone, you merely need to stroll a few blocks to cover many of the possibilities. This is really the epicenter of Helsinki, surrounded by those people in motion. 2 blocks further along Mannerheim is the second largest department store of Helsinki, Sokos. And above it is a wonderful hotel. Instead of taking an organized city bus tour, you can see many of the same sights by taking the public tram and doing some walking. And it's really a lovely excursion. What you do is catch the tram along the main street, Mannerheim. You can catch it right near Stockman Department Store. And you take this along for about a mile towards the suburbs, the edge of town, and you get out and you walk a few blocks and you see the wonderful church. The Tempeliaukio Church is one of Helsinki's most popular attractions, commonly called the Church in the Rocks. It's a stunning amphitheater carved out of natural bedrock with interior walls of rugged natural stone and a domed ceiling made from copper and glass. There's often someone here playing the piano, demonstrating the perfect acoustics, and concerts are often held here. It was finished in 1969 with a style that combines modern minimalism with an earthy, rustic connection to nature. It's definitely rooted and anchored in this natural hill, although it almost looks like some kind of flying saucer that's plopped down here from outer space. A really impressive structure. And then after seeing the church, you can get back on the tram, you ride for another couple of stops and get out of the tram, and now you're going to be walking through a residential neighborhood, through a lovely, typical residential neighborhood park, and that's going to take you down to the waterfront. Now this is very serene. You're walking along, it's almost like you're in a country road, even though you're still certainly within the main part of the city of Helsinki. And as you walk along this waterfront road, you'll have some lovely views looking off into the marinas. There's many, many boats. They say Finland has got more boats per capita than any other place, and here you can see evidence for that. And on the inland side of the road, there are some lovely apartment buildings, garden apartments. People have terraces with a nice view looking out over the waterfront. It's a beautiful part of the city to walk through. And it's less than a mile walking. You'll soon come upon the great monument to Sibelius. This remarkable modern sculpture is made of 600 tall pipes representing an organ and symbolizing the music of this great native composer, John Sibelius, who is probably the world's most famous Finn. When it was first unveiled in 1967, the public disliked the abstract quality of the pipes, and the sculptor was compelled to add a portrait bust of Sibelius, which looks pensively upon the scene. Be sure to walk underneath the pipes and look up into them while you are moving along for a delightfully dizzying involvement with this magnificent ensemble. Well, the Sibelius Monument makes a good spot for our group picture. Here's our Hawaii group exploring Helsinki. And if you're here in the morning, if you've started out with this routing just after breakfast, you're going to beat the crowds of the bus tours, which is really quite nice because the Sibelius Monument and that round church are always very popular with the bus tours, and by mid-morning, they're getting very crowded. But if you come earlier in the morning, you can have it all to yourself. Then you walk from the Sibelius Monument further inland, about 4 blocks. It might take you 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how you walk, through the park and through a couple of more residential streets, back over to the tram line. And there at the main street, you will find a nice shelter tram stop, and you just wait there a few minutes. It might take 5 minutes for the next tram to show up. Hop on the tram, and this tram will then take you in a loop around the city, or you could take it more directly back into town, but it's more fun to do the whole circuit, and you get a very nice overview of some out-of-the-way residential neighborhoods that a lot of tourists never do get to see. And riding along on these trams is really quite comfortable. It's very impressive how the trams are able to drive on the main roads, mixing with traffic and not getting in their way, and the cars are always yielding to the trams, and it's very efficient mix of transportation here. Well, one of the nice things about riding the tram is it kind of makes you feel like a local for a little while. Not too many tourists on the public tram, and we're traveling in a non-rush hour, so it's not crowded. So easy for our group to all sit together and enjoy the sights in each other's company. Finishing up the tram ride by the National Theater right next to the main train station,